Alright guys, just a quick video because I'm just on the way back from dropping something off to a friend. Life just happens. It's one of those things that often gets overlooked, but I've been seeing a few things in the last week or so related to some of the problems some people have been having, and they've been quite serious. And I've got to say, life will just go on. Don't worry about it. You know, some people hit a roadblock in their lives and something really upsets everything, you know, and it happens to the best of us. So it's not something that you're specifically targeted on or whatever. It's just generally that life often throws us these sorts of things as we go along. It's how we deal with it is the important bit. And I know sometimes some people need a bit of support, and there's nothing wrong with asking for it. And I'm sort of putting this out there because some of the stuff that I've come across lately, I've been a bit worried about a couple of people. And I know myself, with the crap I've dealt with in the last 6 months, it's been quite crap. But you know what? I look back and I look at the positive side. I look at the fact that, you know, I've got a good family life. I've got wonderful kids. I've got a wonderful wife. The rest of it will just fall into place. You know, come, well, I say heaven or high water, but no, it's more come rain or shine, things will sort themselves out. The main thing is how you deal with it in the first place. And sometimes you do need to reset and take a bit of a recap and work out what's actually causing all the problems, so you can get on top of it. You know, if you've got somebody that's just a constant pain in the backside and affecting you on a daily basis, and it could be in a relationship, it could be work, it could be your neighbour, you've got to sit and look and think, hang on a minute, do I really need this crap in my life? Or do I need to do something about it? And I've seen people that will basically target each other in a way that's just basically, what do you call it? Tit for tat. And it just goes on and on and on. And they're both losing. They're sitting there thinking, I'm going to gain from this, and they're both losing. Because you're both making each other unhappy, but also in the back of your mind, you're wondering what the other person's done. Now you've done something to them. And who comes out on top? The answer's nobody. Nobody's winning. There is no winning. All you've got is people making each other unhappy for the sake of it. And even when you take money into account, a lot of the problems around cash, like for example, when you look at estates and stuff, it's going to be something that creates a lot of hate and whatever that is lifelong. I mean, I look at some of the stuff some people have mentioned to me and the problems I've had to recently deal with, and the thing is, I'm just glad to get rid of them. You know, I can sit back and say, you know what, they may have robbed me of my estate value, etc., but I'm glad to get rid of them because they've never done anything positive anyway. And that's a prime example of something that you've got to take on the chin. You've got to look at it and say, well, what is going to come out of this? Can you sit and challenge them in court or whatever? What's it going to cost? Is it worth going through all that hassle and stress for it? A lot of the time, no. Because by the time you get through all the legal process, it's eating away a lot of the money anyway. What's better? Peace of mind? And went out a little bit off tangent on that sort of stuff, but it's you get this in work. You get these people that try and create problems for you in work, or try and deflect their incompetence onto you, or whatever it is that's doing it. Do you know what? Don't worry about it. Eventually their life will catch up with them, you know, but at the same time, the main thing you need to do is stop it affecting your life, which is why you need to look at how do you make that change. Is it a case of changing business? Is it a change of recognising that person is never going to change, or is it a case of finding a problem? That there's a problem with this person for whatever reason. That the only person who can make that decision is you. But the outcome should be that you should be looking for your own well-being. That's the ultimate thing in this. Life's too short to put up with these people. There's always something better. And I know out here in Spain, I sit and look at a lot of the stuff we have here, and I know you can have like a bad day and you can just walk down the beach for 10 minutes and everything, all this, any stress is just gone. In the same way, you're in an environment that is not toxic. You're in an environment that's more laid back and chilled out. So from that point of view, you've got to make that sort of decision for yourself. Are you in the right location? Is there something you can do to change the location, change the way of life to suit yourself better? What will make you happy? And that's one of the things a lot of people don't really look at is what do you want in life? Because the sooner you sort that out, I know a lot of people never even think about it, or sacrifice themselves on a regular basis, like dealing with other people for the rest of their lives, yet they never even appreciate it. At the same time, you sit there and go, why are you stupid enough to even bother with those people? You don't owe anybody anything. You're an individual. You're supposed to look after yourself. People aren't supposed to suck that life out of you unless you've decided to let them do it. I know I'm going on a little bit today, but the other side of this is, once you get that relief, you feel calm, you feel you've got control of things again, and it's not about money. Money comes and goes. You can't take it with you when you're dead, and at the same time, it's not the answer to everything. It's nice to have it, but at the same time, some of the most happiest people I know got the least amount of money, because their important thing is not about the cash, it's about their life. You know, sometimes it's about children, sometimes it's about what do you call it? Sometimes about children, sometimes about relationships, sometimes about travelling. The whole point is actually working out what it is that you want in life and going for it. But I know a lot of people do the opposite, where there's always a reason not to do something. The what ifs cut in, but the what ifs will always be there. And that's one of the things I recognised a long time ago, is there will always be something that can stop you doing something. But people that get on in life take more risks, and there's nothing wrong with taking more risks, because that's how you get on in life. It's as simple as that. There's no big secret to it. It's just a lot of time we'll actually put ourselves off doing stuff because we're worried about what other people think, what if I fail, what's the point? I mean, I do hear that from people sometimes. What's the point? I'm like, what do you mean, what's the point? It's about getting on with what you want to do in life. What do you want to achieve? What's the importance? I mean, at the moment, I'm sort of looking at different options for myself here in Spain, because I want to be here long term, and I'm not too fussed on the type of work. So, for example, if I was working in a restaurant, wouldn't bother me. If I was working in an office, wouldn't bother me. If I was travelling around back in the UK and constantly there, it would bother me. So the work-life balance is about taking the money option out, as long as bills are paid and whatever. The rest of it, I couldn't care less of. I suppose that's one of the things you've got to get to, that sort of point in life where you're sort of saying, well, what do I really want to get out of this? What do I want out of life? Am I doing it for me? Am I doing it for more than me? Are we doing it as a couple, as a family? Are we even wanting the same things? And those are the sort of things you should be asking yourself. It doesn't take long to sit and work some of this stuff out, because it leads to other questions. So, for example, if you're unhappily married, then you know what you need to do. There's two options: fix it or lose it. If you're wanting to travel more, just do it. Because all you need to do is sit and work out where you're going, what's going to cost, and then head off to do it. And I know some people go, yeah, but what about my job? That's up to you. Do you want to stay in your job to your retirement and then travel after retirement? That's up to you. Personally, I choose life. I choose travelling around now. I'd rather see more of the world than think about the stuff I could have done when I was younger, when I'm retired and can't get up the top of something because I've got bloody arthritis. It's choices you need to make, but at the same time it is choices that you can make and set your life in plan to make it happen. One of the big ones people suffer with is debt. Well, it's not difficult to get debt under control, and there's something a long time ago now. The guy I met from Australia, he'd moved in a house when he was 19, bought his own house at 19, got a partner, at a certain point got divorced, sold the house, because obviously she was entitled to half of what he paid into it, and half of what the house was worth, because they weren't married that long, but she got half of it anyway. But he then went off to Australia for a year. And you know what he did when he come back? Went to the same job, because they knew he was reliable, they knew he knew what he was doing, and he saved up again for another year, because guess where he was going? Back to surfing in Australia the following year. Stuff he wouldn't have done if he hadn't been divorced, because it was the divorce that put the wheels in motion. Because it was that point that he set himself up for the traditional family life and got screwed over. It's that point where he said, well, you know what, to hell with it, I'm going to do what I want to do in life, and went off and did it. Did he have any regrets? I don't know. He never complained about the ex. He didn't complain about her getting half the money, because his only thoughts were about his next adventure in Australia. And that's the bit you got to look at. You can be bitter about some of the stuff that happens in life, or you can just take it on the chin as experience and see the bigger picture. There's other options out there. So losing money, you know what, if it was a really bad relationship you've come out of, take it as a lesson learned and money well worth invested in getting rid of whoever. That's the positive aspect. You move past it. Don't get dragged into it, move past it. Because once you've closed that door, it's gone. But if you hold on to the fact that you lost out on a bad divorce, etc., you're constantly bringing yourself back to that time. You've trapped yourself in a time that is nothing but negativity. You can't fix it, you can't do anything about it except complain. Recognise it for what it was. You got done over, or you know, whatever happened, and simply close the door. It's experience, it's life. Things do go wrong, but just slap, you know, what do you go? Give yourself a bit of a slap, or pick yourself up, move yourself forward. Because once you close the door, which is basically you've got to turn around and switch off from all that stuff, you're done with it. You know, once you say, right, it was worth the money just to get rid of that person or whatever, because what you're doing is you're putting a positive spin on it. You're closing it. And once that's closed, you can find it's much easier to not even think about it anymore. And that's what you need to be doing. Is focus on what you have got control of. Focus on what you can change and are going to move forward with. Because the bad stuff will always be there, but it's how you deal with it's important. And that's why I recommend closure is one of the most important things with these types of things, because then you can get on with your life. But it also starts with recognising you've got to decide what you actually want to do with life. We spend too much time doing what we're told. You leave school after being dictated to for your entire school learning career, to then go into work where you're dictated to on your work, to get in the relationship that you're often homed in on the family life or whatever that is specific to a traditional path. It's all laid out for you. At no point do you have to take the direction and change it. Find yourself a better life, do something you actually want to do. It's all homed in, often other people or businesses or whatever. The last person who gets a thought in it is yourself. So this is what I say: sit back, write down what you want to do, write down what you want to achieve, where you want to go, what it is you love the most, and then start working on it. Thanks for watching.